And here's the battlefield. Unfortunately, the battle crashed, so I'll be honest about that. I kind of know what's going to happen and where the position of the enemy is. We actually have 2 river crossings instead of a bridge. So we have a river crossing here and we have a river crossing here. Most of their army was situated on this side, and they dug in their artillery here and here. What I did last time is I moved across, took out this part of the artillery, and then marched the bulk of my army through here, and then moved up through the enemy's flank, and then the battle kind of stood here. Just when everything kind of crashed together, the battle crashed. So we'll see about if I can do it better this time around. Well, not to say that it went bad, but there was a few things that went pretty bad. As per usual, I screwed over the light cavalry, so the dragoons were ordered to cross and kill these batteries. Pretty quickly, enemy lancers turned up, and they're just about as quick. They're just as quick as the dragoons. So they were able to ride most of them down. They were able to complete the task. They were gone. Next up, I wanted to send the hussars across here to attack these batteries right here, just to kind of push them out of their strong point there, and perhaps get the enemy to actually attack across the river crossing rather than me coming across, which I think would have been be a lot easier, right? Let's see, the battery is up. This stayed the same though. The enemy set up all their cavalry kind of in the same position. Now it's they've actually done it worse for themselves than they did last time. The problem is also a little bit here though, is that this is on a hill and their army is kind of going to set up on the back slope of the hill. So my cannons aren't gonna get a good shot, but we're gonna get a few good shot-offs here right at the start. And also cleaning away a lot of their cavalry. It's gonna make it easier for my dragoons to actually come across and kill these. So last time all of this took like 35 minutes to get to the point of battle. I'm hoping we'll get a little bit quicker this time around. So I'm going to send the dragoons over. We're going to kill this. We've already sent a unit away due to this firing at this. Damn. Also, their mortars are pretty useless, actually. They're not really able to do much damage to my army. I'm going to start advancing the troops here. I'm a little bit... It would be easier here, of course, to group these guys, but I'm a little bit nervous because if you group too many units, or above 20 units, in these big armies, the battle crashes. So, while it would be easier to do that, I am nervous to have the battle crash for me a second time. Most of the name units are in this big formation, and in terms of the setup here, it's basically the same as last time, with just the fact, or the formations are actually exactly the same. The only difference here is I'm doing stuff a little bit quicker this time around. So we've been firing our artillery on this, but I think because the units, these were the units that broke my lancers, or my Covenant Dragoons, so I want to fire a little bit on them. My Dragoons lost a handful of troopers, but they'll be able to get up into the flank here of the batteries and take them out. And as they're going to be taken out, I'm gonna order my sort of the Irish side of the army to move forward. Oh, these guys moving into... They're not going after my Covenant Dragoons already, are they? I think they are. I want the batteries now to fire on the 2-man cavalry. And I'm gonna order my dragoons to race across the river again. And hopefully we'll get a few cannon shots in on these guys to diminish the amount of troops they have and make it easy for my dragoons to win this battle. Right, we're just waiting for the battery to open fire here. Slow progress. Most of... because the... last time, I should say, the enemy's mortars didn't do much damage on my army. But that was because I took them out before I advanced my force. So I haven't actually tested if it would work well. Right, then we took most of them out. And I feel like one dragoon chasing after this and then firing them right up the back should take them out. While the other dragoon will go to take these guys out. So I'll be ordering the army forward to take the position here. So we got Jared on this side as well, the 2 Irish units, and then the 3 warbands, of course. I will be telling the superior line infantry to hold fire. Alright, he is rallying a little bit, where he was for a second or two. Okay, the 2nd unit is now coming in. My battery just fired all their guns. And we got 95 enemies coming in. Will we be ready to fire? This could be risky. Okay, so that took out a load of them. If they get too close, I'll have to tell the cannons to hold there. Alright, counter charge then. You will hold fire because this one's wrapping around the side. You'll have to quickly ride around through the back. Oh, you got snagged on by a single enemy trooper. Right, I want you to set up right behind the enemy and fire into their back. So they're quite heavily armored, as you can see by the helmet, compared to our guys, which only have berets. Let's see. Oh, there's another cavalry unit, goddammit. Batteries. So I'm handling the light cavalry a lot better this time around. But the enemy keeps sending cavalry units over to deal with me trying to cross here and take out the batteries. Hold fire. We have a lot of my units are breaking. Actually, continue to fire. They are quite far away from my cavalry, actually. Oh, now they're firing explosive shot. What? They lured me into a bloody false sense of security. They've been firing round shot at the cavalry. Now when the infantry get close, they start to fire explosive shot. They completely like ruined this unit. They took out. Oh shit, I'm firing on my own man now. Hold fire, hold fire. This is a disaster. Suddenly they're firing these explosive shots out of nowhere. The bastards. Very clever though, I must say. Very clever indeed. This did not happen last time. Why are you trying to cross over there? Cross here, you bastard. Everyone's a bastard today. That I didn't have enough trouble with the way the battle was ended up being organized. Now they're blowing me to smithereens. They got such critical hits on them. Look at that. There. 4 like perfect hits that killed 250 of my men. Right. The brave Irish are gonna cross together with the Dragoons. The Dragoons are gonna take those batteries out. I was about to advance these guys over here because last time these batteries didn't open fire at all. So sneaky, firing just round shot at us. And then when the packed infantry formations get close, that's when he switched to explosive shot. And his other cannon is firing shots, trying to bounce shots through us. But that's not working too well. Right, the 2nd Brigade will advance. The Dragoons are speeding headlong into the enemy. So in some sense, this went better in terms of dealing with the enemy light cavalry. In another sense, it went worse because are they landing shots here now? No, but well, they're clearly spraying them with shrapnel. Oh, luckily for me, it's water containing the explosive shot. Otherwise, that would be quite dangerous. Okay, so these large Indian mortars with explosive shot is a lot better than I first thought they would be. I'm going to send over the Scottish Hussars, and I'm going to do a similar thing here of attacking these head on. Those mortars cannot be allowed to stand. Okay, this cavalry kind of got activated by that. I'm going to send the Dragoons down here. I'm gonna see if I can drag as many of these cavalry units down into the range of my own cannons and have them destroyed by my own batteries' fire. Right, and the Scots Hussars coming across. Let's see here. All the batteries but one. Oh, he's the way he's moving his cavalry is completely blocking me from attacking these. If it weren't for the fact that I'm gonna double back, oh crap, lancers. Attack there. Every gun attacks there. You will move around. Right, these will make their attack. Right, attack these mortars. I thought these mortars were kind of a novelty, but because that was what there was in the last battle. They didn't really do anything. They fired a round shot at me. All their shots missed. Now the bastards decide to fire explosive shot. That shot fired back at their own line. Now I can definitely understand why they stayed on their own side of the river, because those bloody mortars are powerful. Right, we're sending everything back. I still want this army to cross here. But now we might have gotten their army to react in a way that they're going to attack in force. This unit right here needs to be stopped before I deploy. With... I think we got all the mortars away. It looks like this unit will survive because there's 23. If it was 20, they would have been dead. Oh, the middle one. The middle battery stayed alive. Ah, no! This happened last time. One of their lancers attacked the one of the named units, James Graham's own. Attacked that unit and killed 60 men in the stupid lancer charge. Oh shit! I'm firing up through, right through. That could have gone a lot worse. I fired straight up through my own units. That could have gone a lot worse. Right, all units into line. And then we'll prepare the lines like this. And then the melee units are coming across. And now I want the batteries to fire. Oh, are they crossing here? Yes, they are. Focus in on that side. Thing is, I don't think I dare go within range of that. However, we need to block their advance. So we got the Grenadiers backing up the superior line infantry, which are now rushing forwards to move into a position to block in between the hill and the river to stop them coming across. Right. This infantry was charged, lost 100 men in that lancer charge. However, the enemy unit was completely destroyed in the process of that. So kind of gives us an idea what might happen here. The heavy cavalry is going to deploy on this side, ready to take part in the battle, and the hussars here. Right. This part of the cavalry should come across as well. Okay, so the enemy is clearly now moving across here. They've got one mortar battery left, which could cause problem. I am barely getting my line together here. Perhaps I should move into square already. Also, there's high risk. Most of the shots are hitting hills here and missing all of this completely. Fire towards here where you can actually get some hits. Nothing is attacking here, so this could now advance together with the cavalry, which will advance on the side of the hill here. Since this is the bulk of the army, I want these guys to fight the main enemy force, not this, which we're only supposed really to hold the enemy on the flank. I've got a unit there. I don't want that one to ride into my lines. Right, the heavy cavalry's up. I've got a little bit of a gap here, but I don't think that's going to be of a major concern. These two units should move up though, with the two grenadiers right behind them. So it looks like these three units are gonna march into superior line infantry fire here. That one was sent away by cannon fire. The cannons will now focus on this unit right here. I think they're just gonna sit there and try and shoot us down with the bows. In which case I do have the advantage. This army is moving forward. These guys gonna continuously be peppered with flank fire, so that's gonna work out really well for me. And these units are getting slaughtered, which opens up for me to swing in behind this army. Right, let's be a little bit aggressive here and move forward with all 4 units. Focusing fire and destroy him. The thing is, this fight is going to take place in the woods, it looks like. It's better to have all these men in prepared lines already. And then I think the warbands sweeping down from the hill is probably a pretty good idea. And then I want the pikes up in front of the line. Cannons will be firing at units further in the back. And then this cavalry should move through before the warbands can get up there. This unit's getting destroyed. I want the heavy cavalry to come around, cross. I still have my light cavalry, yes. The light cavalry will go through, get this unit right here. Okay, so we've got the cavalry getting attacked by enemy cavalry, which is good. Cavalry versus cavalry is fine. Compared to my... Oh, that's war elephants. Fire on those. Right, enemy cavalry was sent away. And now my cavalry will go for this unit right here. War elephants forced back. Since a lot of my units are close by, cannons will hold fire. Here comes all the cavalry units here. Let's see. Hussars will go for that. And cannons can actually fire down the war elephants that are back there. Let's see. War bands. Should switch up like that. The enemy's not actually touching the line right now. They're staying back, and also they're kind of moving towards this side. I want to move through the cavalry, so I'm going to force them through this unit, have it broken, and then line them up like this. Oh, the elephant back here must have been the general then. Heavy cavalry will deal with the lancers, and the hussars will go for that unit right there. That looks like it's mortar battery that's out on God knows where they think they're going. Right, war bands right there. Let's see, go ahead and take a look at main line. It's holding just fine. However, they could do with some support. We got war elephants, they're back. These will support James' own, and then all of these three down there. Oh, they formed a square here. That I do not like. Another general unit. Better send in the heavy cavalry for that one. Cannons, hold fire. Oh, they're routing now. The war bands have routed the elephants, actually. You know what? I think we've got a rout going on pretty soon here. And I want to defeat this army as quickly as possible. So I'm ordering everything forward. Oh no, it is the reinforcement army now coming in. Can we reorganize this a little bit? This portion needs to get to the river crossing. The thing is, the reinforcement army that's now coming in, that is the stronger force. Looks like we're slaughtering all of this, which is good. However, this is pretty bad because this army is stuck on the wrong side of the river. Perhaps I can get my army across the river. Meanwhile, the Highland Cavalry and the Royal Cavalry. What do I have? Let's make sure that I didn't send both of those over. And then we're attacking with all of this. They've got so much cavalry, the bastards, don't they? That's an infantry unit. They're sending in more cavalry to coming down at this army, which is... I'm trying to get them to cross over here. Good hit, but didn't kill enough of them. I need you guys to block as much as possible here, as this army is trying to make its way back. Also my heavy cavalry is fighting up here, and in the long run that's not going to work out too well. Alright, so let's take a look at what we got here. The superior line infantry. I don't think they reach across the river. We'll just make one long line. Okay, so we are holding them back, but I think the pike units need to be part of this solution right here. My heavy cavalry can't hold for too long, and now they're getting fired in the back. I'll have to order them back. Oh no, we've got the enemy charging down. They're charging down at the pike square though. As the heavy cavalry now leaves, I will order the guns to fire on what's left there. Oh, they've drawn up their own guns now. Any unit that tries to cross is going to get destroyed. This is... I'm surprised that my Highland Cavalry and the Royal Cavalry have done as well as they have at keeping the, what I must say, superior Indian Cavalry at bay. Especially since there's so much of it. Pikes to the front. Into square. Oh, we're shooting at our own there. Fire at that one instead. One of the Highland Cavalry is not too happy about that. Didn't I send Catherine's Cuirassiers to cross here? Clearly not, apparently. Also, I need to kind of just stop here and reorganize. Cath, I ordered you. Oh no, are you riding onto a spike trap? Oh, the unit killed itself. The units killed themselves by riding onto that. The only unit to survive is Henrik's Lions. And now my guns are shooting into my own units. We're attacked by lancers in the back. They're attacking both the pike units though. This pike unit here needs to attack. There's so many... I'm kind of saved a little bit by the fact that the enemy is coming on piecemeal here. Right, we've got Royal Guard, and funny how that those two the two named cavalry units are the ones to survive. All enemy cavalry units are running. But this also means that we're gonna have to defeat a whole new army that's coming in. You know what, then we don't need to cross just right now. I'm going to cross with the only 2 cavalry units that are alive, they did so well, and then they just had to ride onto this. Look at that. You don't pay attention for just a little bit, and then they do go ahead and do something stupid like that and kill themselves. I can see a cavalry unit moving somewhere out here, but it is a retreating one. Unfortunately, I do think those the rest of those Royal Cavalry and Highland Cavalry, they're probably destroyed. They're not come back. There's only infantry units coming through. I need to move my artillery closer, like here. Let's take a look at what we have left then. The Irish Brigade reforms over here. The melee warriors reforms in the back. And then we should have a superior line infantry brigade as well that will form here. Oh, more enemy cavalry is now coming across. However, I have no artillery support for this bit. My army is organizing though, so should be ready fairly soon. The pike units need to be up front on either side, even though they're kind of low on numbers at this point. And then I'll focus the warbands in the center. The enemy is not attacking us immediately. They're forming up their own line. What I need though is my batteries in position as soon as possible. The cavalry units, there's no use out of them at this point, because there's so few of them left. We should advance these 2 brigades across the river as well. And at this point, everyone should be at fire at will as well. Right. I'm not going to advance on this until I get my cannons ready, so we can start blasting all the enemy's cavalry. Because that's going to make the main bit. I should have moved them around the woods. That would have saved me a load of time. Let's move the general up here so we can take a look at what's actually going on. And we can move the 2 cavalry units back here. The enemy cannons aren't doing that much, so... Oh, and then they're firing right towards this, so... I will deploy the grenadiers on the right. And the superior line infantry on the left. Most of them are here. Oh, Jared was part of this force. Last time he was part of the main force. We hold at about the same distance at the enemy, but I really want my cannons up and firing so I can just clear the way of all that enemy cavalry. And also, I mean, since they're all coming through here, if I can bounce shots at this, the slaughter will be immense. Roughly at about this point last time, the battle crashed. So, I'm a little bit worried right now. I think it was a fluke crash though, so I don't think... I think we're safe. Also, my batteries are clearly superior to that of the enemy. So we should... Oh, we've got enemy lancers. Form into square. Oh! Form into square. Heavy losses there. Also, I'm sorry, but I sneezed in the middle of all of that. I do not dare open fire with this one. What I could do is I could move this one into square to support the one in front. Oh, what are my cannons firing at? I don't even know. I haven't picked anything. Maybe the closest unit, which would be right here. Right, once they sort of get the square bonus, that's when they start to inflict a lot of damage on their lancers. However, oh shit, they're already here. They're already too close. They're already too close. Oh, I don't reach that far back. I can't fire on that bloody elephant unit of theirs, because we lost one unit. Luckily for me, I've got reserves to push forward. This unit is definitely coming back though. Oh! Oh, I forgot to move this one into square. But it still worked as intended, and it caught the enemy unit from getting across. Artillery should blow those elephants away. Oh no, I forgot that there was one unit there that I needed to deal with. This time around, if it was able to move into square a lot better, I'm gonna move this one quickly up to support here. Right, my cannon fire is ripping across here. Constantly new units are coming out here. I wish I had the range to fire it all the way over here. I think a lot of those cavalry units all the way up there are probably just gonna stay there and hold that area. Right, the units were broken and I don't think they're coming back. I think it's time here to start advancing the army. We're gonna have the pikes, of course, join. Oh, this pike square was forced away. The pikes have been very important in this fight because they break the enemy's cavalry superiority. But the thing is, I can't recruit anymore, so if they die, they're gone. My cannons have just ripped through that elephant unit. There's no more cavalry units up front. Really, my cannons should be focusing on the enemy's cavalry. I will set the cannon fire as far back as possible, firing towards this, while the army now march forward, crush the enemy infantry. I think this could be it, because they're no longer receiving reinforcements. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 units. So they should be receiving reinforcements if they had any. But they're not. So I think we might have it. The thing though is, when I call in the attack here, a counterattack by the enemy's cavalry could be devastating. Oh, it looks like perhaps they are still receiving reinforcements. Perhaps. It's hard to tell though, because there's so much crap going on over there. They're reforming their entire line in this weird way, so I'm just going to order everyone forward. I'm going to make sure that the back lines are not at fired will. That would be unnecessary. Firing all the way there is kind of a... It doesn't make sense right now because we're not actually bouncing the shots into the cavalry. When they're forming such a nice target for me over here. Also, my units here are getting Getting way too close to the enemy on this side. Some of the reinforcement units from the back is going to deploy here to support that. Okay, we're dealing with one of the archer units up here. I'm gonna order the superior line infantry to get all the way up so they can take cover behind this and fire above it. As that is the part that gets the closest, I'm gonna get all the melee units up here. Looks like the enemy might be calling their army into the attack. At this point, we're too close to each other, so I'm gonna order the cannons to fire further back. They are attacking. This unit is taking heavy damage due to the bows, and this one is coming under heavy attack due to the charge of the Hindu warriors. So I'm sending in the warbands at this point. Are there more units coming in? I don't know. We have 2 units breaking in the center, however the warbands are coming in to shore up that. And I'm going to send up 2 more superior line infantry to deal with this. We're going to have to attack that bow unit though, because that one is raking us. I'm surprised we haven't been able to kick these guys off, so I'm going to send these forward into a bayonet charge. Have a unit back here that is firing the will, that's not good. Shooting friends in the back. The bayonet charge should clearly clear that away. I wonder though if these guys have what it takes to win this fight. They probably will once I cheat and form these guys into square. Oh, the enemy was broken over here. The warbands will move through. Right, those were sent away. Get some more shots into that. Right, more warbands. Get the warbands stuck in here. Get the warbands stuck in there. Looks like they are receiving reinforcements. We've got cavalry unit moving forward. Do not like that. Everyone here forms square and holds fire. Highland warrior is being forced back. They're tired from all the fighting. At this time, I pre-ordered that. I was about to say the square held, but it didn't. We've got warbands breaking, not good. Not good at all. We've got an opening here. I'm going to push this guy in. There's a lot of melee going on here, but I wonder if my troops are not too tired and they should really be ordered back to rest rather than to continue trying to force their way through. Oh, the cannons are gonna rip through that. Fire at something further back instead. The warbands are falling back, but I think they're gonna fall back in pretty good order. I'm gonna go ahead and block this one. That was a good hit. You know, Catherine's own is only 50%. I kinda need cavalry up front, because at this point, I mean, it's on a knife's edge, I feel like. Okay, so the enemy cavalry unit were more or less sent away. Tried to deploy anyways, a little bit more. Right, square again. I'm gonna deploy you there. And then I'm gonna push you up here. And then you two warbands are gonna go back here. Cannons. We're gonna have to fire further back here because I've got nothing to hit right now. We've got a number of warbands retreating. Let's see. Catherine's Own. I'm gonna need you to get through here, get this one, and start from there. Right, drop squares into line across here, and then get rid of that one. Let's see. Clan Donald is still there. Wallace Warband is still there, and Gordon's Warband is still there. So all the named warbands are still in the fight. It's a prolonged musket slug at this point, which would be broken if I'd still had... That's a big cavalry unit on the move on the left here. My cannons are currently not firing at anything. As soon as this one comes within range, they should target him. He's moving sort of over to meet my unit over here. I don't think that will stand in the long run. Oh shit. The shots are bouncing through here. Oh, we have a unit that has broken. The Grenadiers right behind is going to take his spot. Oh, he charged in here. Alright, you will push through there now. Let's see. Cohesion is a little bit all over the place for these guys. And one of them is clearly not... One of them is an apostate. This unit. That cavalry unit is being broken. You know what? I should have the lions with us here as well. Even though I'm risking them getting destroyed. Okay, artillery will now focus back here. Catherine's Own. Slaughter these guys so they don't come back. And then I think a combined attack over here is what we'll have. Let's see, where is that unit? So I'm combining the warband charge with the cavalry, and then I'm gonna get these 3 units organized to take the high side here and shoot the enemy down. They're wavering, but not broken just yet. I'm worried about the unit in the back there. So I'm gonna order the cavalry to charge through. The Graziers will lead, and the warbands will follow, and then I've got 3 superior line infantry forming up on the ridge and will fire at will. Just gonna make sure that the Queen's Own doesn't get destroyed there. I'm gonna call them back. Here comes actually the enemy is kind of breaking apart here. Oh yeah, this side needs to be called up over here. Keep chasing these guys off. The warbands will continue after that. We've got a high concentration of enemies here. Do I have a grenadier unit? then all of this is now moving in. I should have moved those guys sooner, but there was so much else that was going on. Right, the Queen Zone. Oh, they went too far, as it were. Let's get the Highlanders up in the forest. I'm sure they're tired after this as well. We did get a new cavalry unit though in, but that one is a little bit more delicate, I think. I'm sure the Queen Zone might come back. Right, cannons. Fire the unit all the way back there. Push up through here. Right, we're winning. We're winning now. I've got about 10 minutes left of the battle. Oh, the Queen Zone is back. I know I could trust them. What a battle. Right, keep it up. The Indian army. this is nowhere close to what I had. No!